the preview. Okay, let's see how this goes. All right. My first time doing it. It says connecting to Facebook Live. Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, this is so fun. God, you gotta love technology. It's just like, okay, how do I make this bigger? Oh, we're live. Hold on. Say hi to everyone, Jen. I'm trying to make my screen bigger. Is that bigger? Maximize screen. Hold on. Okay. I can't. Oh, it connected to my other browser. That's okay. Hi, everyone. You guys comment in the chat if you can see me and Jen right now. Say hi. Tell us where you're joining from. I'll make sure you guys are here. Yeah, I'm gonna see if your comments are popping up. You guys, this is me and Jen actually, it's our very first Facebook Live interview via Zoom, right? So this way you can see the both of us while we're talking. But I'm super excited to be here with you guys. I wanna thank Jen for joining us. She has been such a dream to work with the last 12 weeks. And just for her to take the time out of her busy day from her kids and her husband, and just like everything that she does, I'm just so thankful, Jen. So thank you for being here. And I want to give everyone a little bit of a background, as to, what it is that I do. And, I do help people with health and weight loss, as you guys can probably see from being in the group. And, everyone I work with has a different story. Okay. I work with people from ages 11 to 70, right? And everyone's story is completely different. But what I really loved about Jen's story is that I feel like a lot of people, especially moms, right, can really resonate with what she has been through, right? And so that's why I told Jen, why I wanted to do this interview with her is because she is such an inspiration. And Jen was someone, like I said, she's mom of two, has a family, she works full time. She is just like a lot of moms that I speak to and I've worked with. And, I know for her to be here, it was a big, decision for her and not easy. And there's a lot of fear involved. And so Jen was really brave and overcame that fear. And so that's why I wanted to bring Jen on today to hopefully inspire a lot of you guys. And also, oh, there's Crystal. Hey, Crystal. Thank you. Jen, you look amazing, she says. So. Yeah, Jen, I don't know if you can see the comments, but they'll be popping up. Yeah, guys, it might be a little bit delayed, but we'll answer your questions as they come up. All right, guys. So, and again, guys, you guys saw Jen's transformation photos and, you saw her words of praise and how great she feels, but there's always struggles to have those successes. We have to be thankful for the struggles to be grateful for our wins, always. And that's something I always talk about in the weight loss journey, especially. So Jen, tell us a little bit about what were your biggest struggles in the past to lose the weight on your own prior to working with me?
I would say I never had crystal clear. I have your words now in my head. Crystal clear, program for me. So basically I was trying to do it by myself. I didn't have time to maybe go to the gym I thought that I was able to do it by myself. I figured, I can just pull an app and do it, or, try to have an easy way out, but it was never something structured or something that I was learning from. So I think the Lose It app didn't really work. I tried it a few times, or tried to do low carb, no sugar. That didn't work at all because I was craving a lot of sugar and carbs, and it's hard in an Italian family to not eat pasta in front of everyone. So it was just, I never had that structure that I needed. And that's when I found this program in you.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys, first of all, so Jen's husband makes homemade pasta, and she does Sunday dinners with her family, and so I know for Jen, it was about being able to eat with her family and eat the foods that she loves. Jen is also in hospitality, right? So she's always around amazing food. I'm going to brag about you, Jen, for a second here. Her baking skills, guys, I've said to her multiple times, she needs to open up a bakery, or a restaurant, because the pictures she would post, you know, we have a private Facebook group for all the Create My Weight clients, you know, men and women we work with. And she would post her recipes and, you know, things she would bake, and everyone's just like, oh my God. And like, she would inspire others. So that's why Jenn is like such an inspiration. I can't emphasize that enough. And so that's why, Jenn, like I said, like it's always important to understand the struggles. And I know like a lot of women, or comment below, guys, if you know, resonate with Jenn, that you've tried all these things that, you know, or you assume that, oh, if I do this app, or if I just cut my carbs or cut my sugar, that I'll lose weight. Like it shouldn't be that hard. Like I shouldn't need structure. I shouldn't need to look out for help. Like I feel like a lot of us, especially moms, like internalize this, like we can do anything. Like we're supposed to just do it. And it's just supposed to be easy. And it's not always. And that's, you know, what finally like made you reach out for help? Like what was the turning point for you? Like that aha moment that made you, you know, reach out for help?
I think, well, I have to give like props to Sophie, one of my friends. She is so brave. She put her picture on social media, and I know Sophie and I know how much she loves her pizza. And I was like, okay, this is very intriguing. I need to know more. But I think it's really on our first call when, you know, you actually listen to my story. You listen to what my lifestyle is and how crazy it is. And you were very positive, saying that actually you can create a program with me, and I'm going to basically create it, and you're just going to be there helping with the tools and create my way, the way I want. I didn't want it to deprive myself and not eat ice cream or not have my wine. I'm a wine lover. I didn't want to give that up. And I think that was my turning point when you said, no, you can actually have your wine. No, you can actually have your chocolate and ice cream and be okay with that and still lose weight. That's when I was like, okay, I think this is it. This is what I want. I don't want to count calories. I don't want to deprive myself. And that's when I was like, this is it. This is the one. This is the program.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You guys, you've heard me talk about food freedom here in the group before. And that's something that I am very, very proud of. And it's very important. And, you know, that's something I told Jenn from day one. And I tell this to everyone I work with, you know, like, I'm not going to take wine away from you. I'm not going to take sweets away from you. Because I think that's so important. You know, Jenn has Italian background. Actually, Jenn is French Canadian, you guys. I didn't know that. She's actually French Canadian. You know, but she has an Italian husband, and they enjoy food, and I'm a foodie too. Jenn and I are both foodies, and a lot of the people I work with, Abby, a lot of you guys have seen Abby, she's lost over 20 pounds too. Sophie too, as you know, Jenn just said, like we're all foodies, like to eat and live life and enjoy, and we know there has to be a way to do it, right, and still lose the weight that we want. So I'm glad, yeah, you know, and this is why, Jenn, I'm so thankful for you sharing your story. That's why Sophie shared her story too. And Sophie's here in the group, so shout out to Sophie. But that, you know, just because it inspires others. So when we can change ourselves, we can inspire others as well. So that's awesome motivation right there. But I also want to be, you know, really clear about, you know, the fact that the 12 weeks is not always easy. You know, so Jenn and I worked together for 12 weeks, and anyone's weight loss journey, it's never easy, right? There's always going to be bumps in the road. There's always going to be obstacles. It's never seamless, right? Every person, every client I've worked with has always had struggles along the way, right? And Jenn, I know you did too, right? So, you know, what would you say were your biggest struggles over the 12 weeks we worked together? But you still lost 17 pounds, but you struggled. So how did you? Yeah.
I think what was hard for me is the negative thought that was going in my mind automatically. It's hard, you know, to look at the positive when you're so strict on yourself and you really want to succeed. And it took me a while to turn that page and look at the positive first. I didn't see the weight sometime going down fast enough, and I was upset, or I was looking at my food journal and thought it was a bad week, and I was calling it a bad week. And it was just the negative coming back, and I didn't want that. And at some point, you made me realize, working with my mindset, that actually you have to look at the positive. It was not a bad week. It was a good week. Like most of the stuff that I decided on eating with my family was good choices, or, you know, I treated myself, and it's okay to treat yourself. But sometimes I was just too hard on myself, and that negative thought was coming back. And that was maybe the biggest struggle, but it's nice now to see the other side of it, the positive that came out of it. So I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. And like, you guys, I want you to understand something too about Jenn, that she's a perfectionist. Like, Jenn is somebody, she is such a go-getter. Like, whatever you ask her to do, she will do it. You know, and it's hard because sometimes when we are like that, if we're like more type A, you know, we can be really hard on ourselves. We tend to be our toughest critic. You know, comment below if you're like that, you're your toughest critic, you know, and that's where Jenn was. And so that's why it's great to have someone on the outside, as Jenn is saying. Now she can look on the outside, but sometimes when you're in the journey and you're so stressed out about losing the weight and you want to reach this goal, like Jenn was always so goal focused and she was determined, but sometimes she would worry about if she was doing something wrong. Even though I was there to guide her, you know, she would hop on one of our weekly calls and say like, oh, I don't think I had a good week, blah, blah, blah. And then like, after talking, you know, for a little bit, like it ends up being a really good week, you know, and that happens to a lot of people that I work with. And that's why having an outside voice is so helpful, to be the mirror. And like, sometimes Jenn, like you would say some things like, God, like, I just don't know if I'm going to do this. Like, I don't know, like, you know, and be down on yourself. I'm like, Jenn, do you hear yourself? Like, do you see what you're saying? And you know, like I'm looking at your food journal. I don't see anything wrong, you know, and I think you're doing great. You lost weight. And like, even when she would lose weight, she's like, I don't know, you know, and it's like, you know, guys, like we are our toughest critics. And that's not just like on the weight loss journey, that's in anything in life. So that's why like mindset is everything, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. Like our ability to be kinder to ourselves and to notice the positives and to be really confident in our ability to move forward. Because guys, a lot of times I hear people saying they self-sabotage. Like, even though they know the right things to do and, you know, they are doing some good things, like they just still stop because they think they're not doing enough or they're not perfect. And so they quit, you know? And Jenn, do you remember any times like that when we worked together?
Yes, there was a few times that, you know, I had a weekend and I was like I just self-sabotaged my whole week with this weekend. I ate pasta, I ate a cake, and you know, but you get back on track. Like that Monday comes and you're like, okay, or whatever that day is your day. I say Monday because it's my Monday, but it could be a Sunday or Tuesday. You just get back on track, and that helps a lot. The journaling, I was more of a checklist person, but my checklist helped me to get back on track. It's a new week, it's a new day, and you have to like look at the other side. But the self-sabotage, like you feel that, but you have to turn it around to make it better.
Yeah. And I remember you went on a bachelorette party, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you went to St. Augustine, right? Here in Florida.
Yes.
And I think like you went and like you were so worried about this bachelorette party. And she's like, Chris, I'm going on this bachelorette party. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And this was like so earlier on in her journey. So you're still learning, guys, because like this is a learning process, like to really understand nutrition and to understand what works for your body and how your body responds to certain macronutrients and how much and all that kind of stuff. It takes time. Right. And so she was still learning at this point, and she was going on this bachelorette party and she was still like concerned. I remember we talked right after the bachelorette party and she ended up, you lost weight. Like I remember that. Like,
eating pizza and drinking champagne.
Right. And you were so worried. And actually, you mentioned Sophie earlier. I remember she like got engaged and like, you know, was up in the Catskills and she drank champagne and she came back and she lost weight too. But it's like, that's the thing. It's like oftentimes we have these fears, and letting go of those fears is everything to being successful on this journey. And like, you guys, like, I want you to understand, me and Jenn's very first phone call, I'm not going to go into all the details, but it was like right before, it was the night she decided to start working with me. Like, she was definitely nervous and had all these fears, right? Jenn, like, what do you think was your biggest fear at that point, like when we first started?
I think I remember telling you this. I remember saying to you that I was the black sheep, that I was the one that it's not going to work for me, that I'm the one out, like the one odd from everybody else, that I'm not going to have that before and after picture, that I have thyroid issues. All those excuses, those fears was bubbling up. I remember crying on that phone call. I was just so nervous that it wouldn't work for me because nothing else worked. Why this? And it's just the fear that was there bubbling up. But I'm happy to say I'm not the black sheep. So
yeah,
I'm the black sheep, basically.
No, you're actually, in a way though, you are the black sheep because you lost weight without giving up the foods you love. right? That's everything. So in that regard, you are the black sheep because so many people follow the herd, right? All the white sheep. Let's talk in, metaphor here. So, she did not follow the herd. She stopped following the herd. This is huge, guys. Okay. She stopped doing, low carb and cutting sugar, and she stopped doing, workouts that weren't serving her. She stopped doing intermittent fasting, lasted like a whole few hours for her. I love that. It worked, right? The losing apps, like she stopped doing what everyone else is doing and she went with a new strategy. And I'm sure when you hear me say, oh, Jen, like you can drink wine and you can have cookies and you can have pizza and you're going to lose weight, you're probably thinking this girl is crazy. Like, how is this even feasible? And I get that fear because you guys, like, I used to be just like Jen. I used to believe that low carb, no sugar, and doing all kinds of crazy workouts, like 6 days a week or whatever. And Jen didn't even work out that much with me. It was not like that at all, right? It's like, that's the only way to lose weight, right? And you have to intermittent fast and you can't have wine. Like that's the old way of thinking. Is the old way of thinking. It doesn't work, right? And so when she let go of that fear that this is the only thing that will work for me, that's when she was successful, right? And granted, guys, like she just said, these fears come up on the journey. They will. Oh my God, like I'm gonna have pizza, I'm gonna have champagne. Like, what do I do? It's like, do it. It's fine. Like we'll work through it, So most importantly, Jen, okay, so we've seen your pictures. We know how amazing you look. Okay. I honestly, you guys, I don't know what you think. If you've seen Jen's pictures, by the way, comment below, #hot mama. Like, oh my God. Like she has a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old. You would never know it. Okay. Look at her. She's amazing. I think it was beautiful before you started with me, but I can just see Jen, like in your pictures, like you're glowing. And even just like in this Zoom interview right now, I'm looking at 2 things here. But I just see your glow. And that's like my favorite part of this whole journey, guys, as a coach, is just seeing the before and after glow. It's everything. I see Danita's here with us. Hey, Danita, like the biggest thing for her was her glow. For Danita and Jen too. Sophie, same thing. Oh my God. Just like, the way they shine. Abby, same thing too. Danita says hot mama. Yes, absolutely. That's everything. So, she lost 17 pounds. Okay. Right. But like the biggest change was her midsection. Like that was by far. So tell me about that, Jen? Like how you're feeling now in your clothes?
Oh my goodness. So I always wanted to wear a bikini. That was my number one goal at the end, to be confident enough to wear that bikini by the beach, by the pool. And sure enough, I'm wearing this bikini right now. So I think the confidence came with that little weight loss. And, my journey's not over yet. I'm excited to continue with what I've learned to lose a little bit more, because I know I want to fit more. But right now, I'm really happy of seeing what I'm seeing right now. So it makes me comfortable. I'm glowing. I'm more happy. My family's more happy because I'm more happy. So it's a big circle of life here, like just starting from a little thing that changed a big lifestyle, basically.
Right. And like, a lot of you guys, I was a Sex and the City girl, like Carrie Bradshaw's like icon in my life. The greatest relationship we can have is with ourselves, most importantly, right? And so when we're kinder to ourselves, when we honor ourselves and take care of ourselves, it will really translate into everyone else's life. And that's what Jen has just said. She sees it with her family. So I'm so thankful that she feels that way. That's so awesome. And so Jen, like you talked about, like you still, want to lose a little bit more weight, and you're feeling really good at where you are now, and what you want to do, and that, tell me a little bit more, like how confident do you feel in your ability to, not only maintain the weight loss you have, like to continue, but also to lose a little bit more, how confident do you feel for that?
I feel a lot like the confidence is there. What I've learned in that 12 weeks is gold. It's my toolbox, like I said before. It's all that I need to continue. I still look back. I think I looked at your food list the other day to look at something. It's there for me if I need something, or if I need to watch back a video. It's just, the tool is there and it's for life. It's not just, oh, okay, I want to lose another 10 pounds. I have to restart the program. This program is a one and done. You get all the information, and your knowledge is key to like continue. So I've learned so much. A lot of the nutrition side, I was enjoying my fitness routine, but you tweaked a little bit of those too. And the mindset that plays with it, it's a whole package basically. You get all three in this program, and that's what it helps. It changes your mindset a little bit. It helps deciding better snacks, or what to pick for the week, what recipe, what you can tweak on a recipe. It's just that knowledge is there now, so I feel so confident. And I know like the CMW community, I just love everyone. They're so nice, and it's nice to post a picture and inspire each other with different recipes. Or I think Elise the other day went on a bike ride and was like, I haven't ridden a bike in so long. I have to go ahead and do that. It's inspiring. We inspire each other. It's not just me and you. It's a community too. It's all our CMW friends basically. So
yeah, no, community is everything. I'm so glad that you said that, because that's your support system, right? And it's nice to see like other people kind of living the same lifestyle as you, and everyone having similar goals, because everyone can have similar goals, but the way to get there can be different, right? So that's the key about the Create My Weight community, as Jen calls it, the CMW community, is like, I have people that we work with that are vegetarian, everyone eats a little bit differently, but everyone has the same mission, in order to, lose the weight and have a healthy lifestyle and maintain that. And so I'm going to have Elise on here actually in a couple of weeks when she's done, but she's another one. Jen just mentioned, like, mindset is key. That's been a huge thing for her. And I knew that was a big thing for you too. And kind of letting go of those fears, right? And so that makes me so happy to hear that, like, you feel like you have everything you need at this point to be successful, right? Because that's the goal, is to do this on your own, right? Is not to always have a coach to guide you. It's like having the tools. And I love how you said, like, you always feel like you have the tools, but the most important thing is knowing that information does not necessarily mean transformation, right? And so Jen, like a testament to you is that you really not only took this really seriously, but when you struggled, you reached out for extra help, and you did everything in your power, to prove that this was so important to you, not just for your health and your happiness, but for your families. And that's such an inspiration to moms. I think that's everything, because so many moms always put their kids, their significant other, other people before themselves. And I want to give it to teachers and other people in the group that take care for others too, nurses, you guys, I know all of us, have other obligations and other people we, look after. But I want to, give that to you, Jen, because you made the time and you made this a priority. And because of that, you were so successful. And that's everything. You made this transformation. It wasn't just information. Like I said, it's 10% me, 90% you. You knew what to do. We knew what worked for you, right? So that was the key. So, it's funny because the first thing you told me on our first phone call was that you're a foodie, and you bake and you do all these things. And I was like, that's awesome. I like to bake too. I'm a foodie, right? And I joke, I'm like, that idea, I'm a foodie, that's a mindset too. So oftentimes if we just think I'm a foodie, that means we're always going to be super connected to food, right? But what Jen became, kind of breaking out of that mindset, was that she was a fit foodie, and then we added mama at the end, because that's who she is, right? And now we have the full complete Jen, and that's how she's going to be successful. I know she's a big birthday coming up in November, so I know she's got some goals for that. Comment below if you have a goal coming up, right? I know having a goal is important, but as Jen learned, and as we learn in CMW, is that having a goal is great, but the process to get there is everything. And as Jen just mentioned, she has a checklist. She has the tools. She knows what she needs to do to get to her goal. So Jen, I know you have a goal in November. Are you still going to want to do that 5K? Is that still on your list?
Still doing my 5K. I think that's in December. My birthday, we're doing Epcot, so there's going to be a lot of eating around the world. I'm so excited.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Morocco is my favorite. That's my favorite place in Epcot, Morocco. But yeah, so that's the thing, guys. See how Jenn is. She lives her life. She has her kids. She goes on trips. She just came back from North Carolina visiting her friend. Like, she travels a lot. Like, Jenn is not somebody that, you know, sits at home and eats, you know, chicken and broccoli out of Tupperware. I feel like a lot of people think that when you're on a weight loss journey, that's your life. You don't go out to eat. You don't live your life. You don't go on date nights. Her and her husband did that all the time, you know, and I think that's the key. So, Jenn, I'll wrap this up, you know, and I want to give some time for questions if people have them. But, you know, what is your biggest piece of advice for moms out there, okay, to be just like you and to be successful on their own journey?
I will say give time to you, because you should come first, not everybody else. And like you said, moms and teachers, and we all go last. Everybody goes first except for you. But for me to put myself first made everybody benefit the whole process. It needed to be done in order to be successful too. So take time for you. It's easy to go for a family walk and put that extra mile in with your family. And we did like jokes on our walk the other day, and put them like in the process. It's not just about you, it's also about your family. So put them in. Like, we went to the food market the other day, and the kids picked the new fruits that we never tried and new vegetables that we never tried. So it's nice to put them in the process. And even my husband, I think his like cholesterol went low just because we were eating healthier in the house. So it put time for you, because it's going to benefit your family basically. And you have time. It's just you have to make your time to be successful. And I work in hospitality. I have crazy hours. I have 2 kids. We're going to do homeschool this year for a little bit with Palm Beach School District. And I still going to have time to do what I need for me. It's my time. It's for me, and it's going to benefit everybody else. So take time for you. That's my big say.
Oh, I love it. And that's so important, especially guys now with like, I forgot to mention this. This is huge, guys. Jenn, like, we started together, what was it, May? So it was like the kids were still home from school because there was no school, and you were working full time from home. I mean, your world was not like stress-free, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people, like, you made a really good point, like, okay, like, give yourself time. Ease and grace was something I said a lot. Danita, I always think of you when I say that. And, you know, this was not an ideal time for Jenn at all, probably, you know, like, and a lot of people say, like, I have to wait for the right time. So what would you say to women that, or men, I shouldn't just say women, it's everyone. What would you say to people that say, like, wait for the right time?
There's no right time. The right time is now. Right time is now. When it clicks in your head and you have to go for it, go for it. It's time. It's just, you have to do it now.
Yeah, exactly. And overcome that fear, right? That's the biggest thing. And like, girl, it's so funny because I just said to you before we got on here on live, like one of our first calls together, you were crying like hysterically in fear. And now you're just like bubbly and such an inspiration. And I was just like, I have to let her share this message with everybody, because I know there's so many people out here that have that fear. So, you know, the time is now, as Jenn just said, you know, speaking from someone that had that fear, and, you know, was it the right time? She's like, well, I want to go on vacation this summer. No, if I can do that, right? Like all those things that came up, and she did it anyway. She was like, you know what, fine. And she trusted me. And like, that is like the biggest gift that I can ever receive, is for someone to just trust in me, because I know that's like a big deal, you know? And so like, Jenn, I want to thank you for that, you know, first and foremost, because I know it's scary taking a leap of faith. And so comment below, guys, #faith, if you're ready to like take a step in faith, right? As Martin Luther King always said, take the first step in faith, right? Super, super important. Okay, so at this point in time, I want to open up for questions. So if you have a question for Jenn, comment below in the chat here on Facebook, obviously. Jenn and I are looking at Zoom, but this is streaming live to Facebook. So there might be a little bit of a delay, Jenn, but I'm gonna read the comments. Matt says, oh, the legend. Oh my God. So Matt, sorry. He was like, is Jenn gonna leave the group now? Like, I don't want her to go. Like, he was Because you inspired him. And as Jen was saying earlier, that like community is key, you know, and we do have an awesome community. Rebecca, hashtag hot mama. Yeah, Rebecca. She's actually new to the CMW group. She is a nurse and a dietitian. And so nurses are people too, guys. I actually work with several nurses. Nurses always put themselves last because they're taking care of everyone else. They work long hours. Rebecca here in the group, she actually works night shifts. So, you know, her sleep is all over. And so now we're working together to get her back on track. Hot Mama Danita says, let me see. Veronica says, I'm late. Sorry. That's okay, Veronica. Don't worry. You can ask your questions now. Yeah, you guys. So I see 14 comments, but I don't see all the questions. Hang on one second. It says 14 comments, but I only see 4. So I don't know why that's coming up. You guys, just go ahead and write your question here in the group under, you know, the video, and then Jen or I, whoever it's directed to, will come back in here and just answer your question, okay? Or comment. Tell Jen how amazing she looks. You know, we can never hear that enough, you guys. And if you know somebody too, like on the weight loss journey, and even if they don't like ask for compliments, or, you know, just those words of praise go such a long way, especially, you know, and Jen, you can even like add to this if you want, but sometimes like when we're on the journey, we don't see a change as much as other people do. Right. So like, Jen, did you ever notice that? Like, did other people say to you like, oh, you look awesome, but you didn't notice it yet?
Yes, definitely. I think when I went up for the bachelorette party, there was a few people saying, oh, what are you doing? And you look so good. And I want to know like your secret. And it's nice to hear those things because, you know, as much as my husband tells me I'm pretty and I look beautiful, sometimes it's nice to hear from the outside in other people that you don't see much, and seeing it from the different side is motivating. You just want to do more. You just want to lose a little bit more or get fit a little bit more. So you can have those little comments here and there. I've been like with the little post, a lot of people are, I'm like, okay, this is nice. So it feels good. And, you know, a lot of people do need to hear those things to just get motivated. So definitely go ahead and comment.
Yeah, you guys, like even like, you know, comment Jen, or if you know somebody that is on the journey, like always give those words of praise. Like we can never hear enough. I'm getting more comments here. You look amazing. This is from Veronica. You look amazing, Jen. Thanks for being an inspiration. Amy's here. She goes, hey, Jen, love your positivity. And you motivated me. Miss seeing your smiling face. Amy's part of our group as well. She lives in Denver. So Jen and I are here in South Florida. And then we have people from all over the country in our group, right? So Matt, you know, we have people from Pennsylvania all the way to Washington State, down to Austin. I mean, it's really cool. And when we like post our like walks and stuff, like people share like where they're from, and like, it's just like, it's so nice. So yeah, you guys, again, Jen, I want to, again, like, I'm going to give you some more praise here. Thank you for being vulnerable and putting those pictures online. You know, I know like that's scary too. And guys, you know, I'm not the kind of coach, I don't force people to take pictures. Like, it's not like, okay, Jen, you have to take a picture now, take a picture now. Like, it's optional. And because I know this journey is very personal. And like, Jen, like, I'm just so thankful that you did that, number one. And you were like, share this with whoever. And like, that means the world to me. But like, I never, you know, force that because I want your journey to be personal. But Jen was just like, I want to inspire, and I'm so thankful. You are an inspiration. People are saying right now you're an inspiration. So thank you. And guys, like if you want to be an inspiration too, like if you are ready to take that first step, you're ready to overcome that fear, you know, and finally get the results and have the life that you know you deserve, like have that food freedom. You know, Jen knew she wanted that. She just didn't know how, right? So if you're ready to have food freedom and lose the weight you want and be as confident and happy as Jen is that she can lose the weight and continue if she needs to, she has everything she needs. Like she's good. She's good to go. She doesn't need me anymore, right? Danita's here in the group too. She didn't need me anymore either. Crushed it. Danita went on to lose more weight after me. Elise is here. Oh, Elise. She says she inspires me every day, is what Elise says.
Oh.
Right? that.
She's a ninja.
Yeah, we call her the ninja. We do Zoom workouts together, and we call her our ninja. So, yeah. So, guys, you never know who you will inspire. And this is why I love community, because, and I always want people to post and share, because not only does it hold you accountable, but like it helps other people be inspired. So you never know who you'll inspire. So Jenn, thank you so much. And guys, if you're ready to take that leap of faith, all right, and finally make your own success story. Jenn has an amazing story, but you want to create a story because you deserve that story. Just like Jenn deserved this, and she made the time and she sacrificed for her and her family. It was worth it. Right? I told you, Jenn, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth everything. So if you know you're worth it and you're ready, okay, just book a free call with me, just like Jenn did. So like I said, like when I refer to our first call, it's this first call that I'm offering to you guys right now. It's a free call, and it goes for about 45 minutes, at least. And we're going to get really clear on what it is that you've tried, like what's not working for you and what will work for you. Like, what do you need to be successful? So I knew with Jenn, we had to get over the fear. We had to learn how to have wine and sweets to live her life and still go on date nights and have pasta with her family. So we'll talk about what that would look like for you. Okay, so createmyweight.com/apply. I'll go ahead and drop the link here in the comments and take this leap of faith, just like Jenn did, okay, 12 weeks ago. And look at her now, and oh my gosh, so beautiful. Jenn, like it's literally like your pictures are just glowing, inspiring. And I'm so thankful for you each and every day. Elise is laughing that what you said. I don't know what you said. But ninja, because you called her ninja. Yeah. But yeah, girl, I'm so thankful. And what's really great is like, I feel like when we have this relationship, Jenn, like I feel like not only do I know so much more about you, but like, I know you feel like I'm your cheerleader, but it's more like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm your cheerleader, but I feel like you're a friend to me. And I feel like that, and I say this to all my clients, like share your wins with me. Like everyone stays in touch with me because like, we become a family, and that's why community is so important, because community is family. Right. And so I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for you, Jenn. I'm so thankful for everyone here in the group that is sharing the love for Jenn and just being here and being open to changing our life and being the healthiest, happiest version of us. So if you're ready to be that version of you, go ahead and book a free call with me, guys. createmyweight.com/apply. And I'd love to speak with you guys. Okay. And if you have any other questions for Jenn or for me, you can go ahead and comment below and we'll hop on here and answer. But other than that, I'm going to let Jenn go here and get back to her family. Jenn, I want to thank you for taking your Wednesday night. It's 6:40 here, almost on the East Coast. She's got to go get to dinner with her family. So I'm going to go let her go. But yeah, you guys have an amazing hump day. Have a great week. And I will see you all soon. And Jenn, thank you for joining. All right. All right. Bye, you guys. Have an awesome day. I'm going to end the little recording here, Jenn. Okay. All right, you guys. Bye.